Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your May 2026 monthly horoscope. If you are new here, welcome to my channel, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Alright, so here today we are going to look at what's in store in May for you. And here I follow Western astrology, tropical zodiac, and these horoscopes are most accurate for your rising sign, also called the ascendant sign. But you can also watch them for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. So welcome. All right, so we start with a full moon happening in the sign of Scorpio. Very intense and profound energies, a fixed water sign. This is happening in your 10th house. So this is a very important full moon of this year for you because it activates your area of your life, public life, professional life, career as well. So this is your time of increased visibility and a time of maybe some recognition, awards. This is usually about, here with a full moon, about a turning point. This is likely connected to a situation that has already been unfolding for quite some time. Full moons bring culminations, turning points, change of direction even. So here this full moon brings something into the open, into the light. So basically up to the surface as well. And with the full moon here also think about the direction that you're heading, because you might be questioning your choices, especially if something feels off or misaligned. Well, this could be a turning point in your career, of course, so perhaps some realization about your direction. We also need to take into consideration other alignments taking place at this time. Now, one of them is a square to Pluto in Aquarius. So Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio. And Pluto is in Aquarius, moving very, very slowly, about to station retrograde a couple of days after this full moon at 5 degrees of Aquarius. So at this point, we've got a very wide orb here, a square. But yes, there is a connection. So this is directly also the situation that will be unfolding around this time in your career, in your outside world, public life. It's directly connected to your own identity, to how others perceive you, to how you present yourself into the outside world, most likely to your direction overall. So during this time, you might also realize that perhaps especially if something isn't working. This is like a now or never feeling, potentially. It's happening at 11 degrees as well, this full moon. So basically, it could be like you might realize that you can no longer function the way you have been, that you can no longer deal or handle something that is basically out of your control, so your current direction. And at the same time, you might also realize that perhaps your current direction, your current path, doesn't fully or truly align who you are becoming. So it's a time to definitely slow down and think things through during this time, because it's a fixed energy. So your decisions will have lasting influence upon your career and your public life. Now, at the same time, also on the 1st, we have Mercury and Chiron conjunction happening in Aries at 27 degrees. So here, this is happening in your 3rd house. So conversations, communication is really, really essential, but it might feel more vulnerable during this time because Mercury is connected to our thinking processes, our mindset, our communication style, and Chiron is the asteroid associated with our wounds, insecurity. So here, this could be about some thoughts, emotions, thoughts most likely coming up to the surface. So definitely listen to your thoughts. Your thoughts are very, very deep and meaningful during this time. And at the same time, you might realize that perhaps something that you thought was true, it isn't. It could be about an important conversation that could really, really help you to overcome a certain obstacle. Decisions, the 3rd house often brings decisions, news. So this full moon, this 1st of May feels like a very, very significant day that generally will require some energy, effort, but also don't overload it with too many hectic activities because the energies are quite intense and vulnerable. All right, so on May the 3rd, Mercury enters Taurus. So here, Mercury, the planet of communication, our thinking processes, mindset. Mercury is connected to youth, young energy as well. So in astrology, it often also connects young people, young audience. So here, Mercury in Taurus is a fixed, earthy, grounded energy that enjoys stability, doesn't like to be rushed, doesn't like changes. So this is the 4th house here for you. And this is when generally your mind, your attention shifts at this point for a couple of weeks. And you might be thinking more about your home situation, about your emotional stability, security in your life. And especially after that external pressure that you would have experienced with the full moon in Scorpio on the 1st of May, now with Mercury joining the Sun in your 4th house, your attention turns into your home and family planning activities, home improvements potentially as well. Because here we'll have a new moon a couple of weeks after. So Mercury here gives you this opportunity to see what's working, what's not working in the home sphere, what needs adjustment as well. All right, so on May the 6th, we've got Pluto turning retrograde at 5 degrees of Aquarius. So this retrograde will last for a few months. Usually these retrogrades end around October, and they usually start in May and they end in October. Now this year it's happening at 5 degrees. So Pluto is a very, very slow moving planet. It's been here in your 1st house, transforming your identity, your direction since 2023. So I was born with Pluto in the 1st house. So this is my influence for life. But in whole science house system. But for you, this is a 20 years influence. You've done 3 years already. And so what's happening here? When the planet stations retrograde, its energy is expressed internally rather than externally. So what does it mean? This means that you are beginning to reassess your direction, who you are on a deeper level, how you present yourself to the outside world. So there's this profound internal shift taking place of your identity, of who you are as well. Now, on May the 16th, there's a new moon in Taurus happening at 25 degrees of Taurus. So here, new moons bring new beginnings, something fresh and new. Now, Taurus energy is a little bit cautious with something completely brand new. But once you get it off the ground, then yes, Taurus is determined, and Taurus loves stability. So here, a new moon here. So this could feel like a reset point for you in your home sphere, and it's an amazing time. The 25th degree often indicates that feeling like you're you're running out of time, that it's time to take this idea, to take this project off the ground. The moon is dark at the time of a new moon, so bear it in mind, because this idea is unlikely to be fully grounded in the reality yet. It's a great time for setting intentions, writing things down, or to begin the planning process. Give yourself time. Taurus doesn't like to be rushed. This is about the gradual step-by-step planning, especially since a couple of days later you've got Mars moving here, so you will have the energy, motivation, that momentum to move forward with anything to do with home. So whether that's some changes happening in your family dynamics at your home, maybe this is about some renovations, family planning, or refurbishments, for example, as well. So generally here, after this really strong external pressure you may have experienced in the initial weeks of the month, here this is a chance for you to rebuild your foundation, to strengthen your foundations as well. So Taurus builds slowly, but with determination and security, so that you can create something really lasting here with this energy, especially if you've been wanting to do something at your home, or create some new projects, get on with some new projects with your family members. So this is just generally a good time for doing so, especially since Mars will be coming here on May the 18th, and Mars is amazing here in the 4th house for renovations, for moving in, moving out, because your energy, Mars gives you energy. Mars gives you the drive to take action, to initiate. And this energy will be for about 7 weeks in your area of home. So if you want to declutter, if you want to paint or repaint your walls, if you want to renovate, if things need fixing, then go for it. Now, Taurus energy is connected to places near Earth. In the garden, for example, we would say a shed would be associated with Taurus energy. So with Mars giving you the energy to build it, maybe you will be building a shed in your garden. Perhaps with Mars association with heat, maybe this is about a new boiler, a radiator's installation at your home, or perhaps a new stove. So here you might be DIYs. DIYs are fantastic. The only thing to pay attention is that with Mars in the 4th house, the house itself, the energy in the house sometimes can feel very, very dynamic, and it can feel like a battleground at times. So here, something to watch out for, because Mars can also bring conflict and argument. So if you see that things are kind of escalating to something more serious, perhaps it's better to just take a step back and dedicate your energy into something more productive. All right, so that's Mars. Mars is here, and so he has decisions also. And just here, don't rush too much, too impulsively, because this energy doesn't function very well. It could create frustration overall. All right, so May the 19th, that's Venus. Venus enters Cancer. That's your 6th house. So Venus is the planet that is connected to pleasure and the simple pleasures of life, charm, beauty, harmony. Venus can bring a lot of harmonizing energy and more ease at your work. But at the same time, with Venus here in Cancer in the 6th house, Venus sometimes can make us feel slightly lazy or too laid back, because if Venus wants to have fun, Venus wants some pleasure and enjoyment. So you need to implement a little bit of that into your daily reality, because it will be difficult to just work or just deal with your household duties, for example. You need a nice and healthy balance. Venus needs balance. Otherwise, things might feel out of balance and it might be difficult to function. So that's on a side note. Venus in the 6th house is also connected to beauty, of course. And in Cancer, you need whatever that you do in your daily life during this time. You need that emotional fulfillment, connection in some way. But also Venus here is great for surrounding yourself with beauty, beautiful objects. Maybe it's about a new pen or a notebook. For your work, for writing things down, a new journal, sticky notes, this sort of nice, colorful things. Some people really are into them, especially those with Venus in the 6th house or Venus in the 3rd house. But also even flowers close to your working space. It's also about bringing a little bit of that beautiful Venusian energy here. As well, watch your sugar intake. Venus in the 6th house can also increase or indicate overindulgence in sweet foods. When it comes to your relationship with coworkers as well, this energy can really, really stabilize these connections. Can also bring some female, feminine connection as well. Now on May the 21st, we've got the Sun entering Gemini. So here, the Sun entering Gemini, so we start Gemini season here. And that's your 5th house, the house of fun and creativity, recreation. So we've got Venus, we just discussed Venus in the 6th house, how Venus needs that nice balance in life. And then here we've got Gemini. So Gemini season will be, it's a fun season for you. This is the season of fun overall, the annual fun. Because here with the Sun here, you've got this strong need for self-expression, for engaging in activities that bring fun and joy and entertainment. Now, this is a really fun time to engage in things that really bring that sense of happiness. That's Gemini, a season for you. And you've got Uranus here, of course, as well. And on the 22nd, the Sun and Uranus will conjoin at 1 degree of Gemini. So this is a really interesting transit because Uranus, of course, is connected to the unexpected, unforeseen, sudden, quick events. And in the 5th house, of course, this is about some potentially sudden opportunities that may come up out of the blue, maybe some moments of really unique, original ideas, inspiration. So definitely take notes, even if you think that you don't need this particular idea or anything that comes into your mind might not be relevant at the time. You might use it at a later stage, for example. And at the same time, this could be also connected to a new direction, new creative direction, new hobbies, new interests. It's a really stimulating energy, and Uranus will be activated during this time in this area of your life. So it could also help you understand what this transit is really, really about. So this, whatever that comes up during this time, it could feel different. It could feel maybe even more original, unique, eccentric. This is okay because that's the energy of Uranus. All right, so maybe you will have the courage to engage in something completely different or start a brand new hobby, something that doesn't really feel like the old you, but maybe the new you is ready to embark on this brand new creative journey chapter. All right, so here we end the month with a full moon happening in Sagittarius, and that's your 11th house. All right, so here, this is quite interesting because we started May with a full moon in Scorpio. We end with a full moon in Sagittarius. So we started on a very intense note, especially since Scorpio and Aquarius connect by a 10 square. So there is some tension there. But we end with a beautiful, well, I'm not sure if beautiful, how beautiful it will be, but it's a full moon in Sagittarius. So here's Sagittarius and Aquarius. They connect by a sextile. So there's harmony, a harmonious energy that could potentially bring opportunities, but at the same time, full moons bring clarity, bring up to the surface something that has been already unfolding for quite some time. So this energy highlights your friendships, your communities, groups that you belong to, but also your future direction, your long-term direction. So this energy could really help you understand where is it that you're going, who you are aligned with mentally or emotionally, energetically. And at the same time, this full moon could also bring clarity about your future direction as well. So it's a really interesting one that could bring the much needed clarity, but we'll discuss it further and deeper closer to the date. In the meantime, have a wonderful month ahead. Thank you so much, and until the next time, bye for now.